Boom! Good evening, folks. This is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, June 2nd at 10:29 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. You're looking at Act 2 of Mount Madapi happening overnight in the region. Yes, it is erupting again for the third time since May 24th. As cosmic rays increase, volcanoes will increase as well. Volcanic uptick. Merapi erupts at night. Give him a thumbs up over here at Volcano YT backup number 4. We'll get back to it. Let's get on with the update. Colorado 416 fire map. Durango blaze grows nearly to 2,000 acres. No containment. Guys, yesterday morning, this fire was at 100 acres. This video has nothing to do with the fire. It's called sensationalism, which is all over the media. Nothing to do with the facts. Simply just put up a video of burning houses underneath of a headline. Not a single house has been damaged by the 416 fire, but it is dangerously growing. It went from 100 acres when it started yesterday morning to 2,000 acres this morning. 0% containment. Many homes are evacuated. Route 550 is closed, and that's not the only fire burning right now. More evacuations ordered as fire erupts in California. 300 homes threatened in New Mexico. This is real footage. It's amazing. You got to buy real footage. Wildfires force evacuations in the Ute Park, New Mexico area, June 1st. That is an amazing dress. Would that be lime green? Could it be key lime? 3 separate wildfires have forced evacuations in California, Colorado, and New Mexico. A quickly growing fire erupted Saturday near Laguna Beach. And the so-called 416 fire, which is just 40 miles from here, has burned into the San Juan National Forest and spurred 800 plus homes to be vacated. 14 buildings have been destroyed in New Mexico Inferno, and another 300 homes are threatened. Fires in California, Colorado, and New Mexico have forced evacuations amidst the second driest conditions in recorded history and severe drought. A quickly growing fire erupted near Laguna Beach, California Saturday, forcing evacuations of 2,000 homes, according to NBC LA. Look at this man boob. Amazing. Whew. Latest road closures info. Wood Canyon is still closed at both ends. If you live off Wood Canyon, you can leave your home. However, once you leave, you're totally fluxed. More than 275 fires were called to the scene as the fire doubled in size between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Winds kicked up the Aliso Woods Canyon and caused the fire to change direction. Heads up. Thanks, Bill McGloonan. 416 fire, quickly spreading fire. We're going to keep you updated. Stuff's a-burning. We have dozens of tabs open. Have you heard the May 2018 data is in? As predicted, temperature has dropped drastically. In the last 7 months, global temperatures are down 0.46 degrees C. That's a half a degree C, folks. That's a very big drop. One of the largest drops in recent history. Don't believe the hype. It's a sequel. This is unadulterated footage. Summer-like heat surged over eastern Canada on Friday, topping temperature records that have stood for more than 140 years in some cases. Miramichi, New Brunswick smashed a record from 1878 by more than 2 degrees. 878 solar minimum 11, cycle 11. Are you picking up what we're putting down? Right in the heart of the centennial minimum. It's history repeating itself. So we're going to have record high temperatures followed by record snow and cold. The wave of heat wasn't long-lived, however. In fact, temperatures tumbled dramatically across the region before dawn on Saturday as bitter cold passed through and winds from the north took hold. Highs on Saturday will be a bitter 20 degrees colder than those on Friday for many places. While temperatures start to rebound slightly in the southern Maritimes, here is the snowfall forecast. 10 to 20 centimeters for Cartwright, 5 to 10 centimeters for Corner Brook. Yes, that's you, Gander. 5 or more centimeters. When do things improve? The chilly start to June looks to drag on the first full week of the month. Grand solar minimum much? Guys, it's called the modern eddy minimum. And welcome to it. Additional heavy rainfall and flash flooding possible in the mid-Atlantic on Saturday. There is a moderate risk of excessive rainfall for Virginia, Maryland, D.C., West Virginia, and Delaware on Saturday. Much of the region has received 1 to 3 inches of rain in the past 3 days. Some counties along the Blue Ridge received 4 to 8 inches. An additional 1 to 3 with locally higher amounts are possible. Whew. Totally fluxed. Unprecedented. Southerners shiver as cold snap threatens snow on Port Hills. Farmers have been warned to brace for snow as cold snap bears down on the South Island. Heads up, New Zealand. It's time to dig out your winter warmers. Snow is on the way for Christchurch. And I thought the bomb said it was going to be the hottest ever. Record snow in Moscow. First time ever to drop below 0 on June 1st. Ever. That's a record cold. That has nothing to do with Al. Heads up, Al. Whew. Al! The first summer night in the capital region was very cold. Oh, yes, we did. With the minimum temperature at a number of stations in Moscow and the Moscow region breaking previous records unheard of. Even in the central capital, the temperatures dropped to 6.5 C. Thank you, Robert Felix, for putting out the truth. Snow and frost, the northern beginning of summer in the Volga region. Yes. This has got to be translated straight from Russia. This is never going to be covered in the mainstream media. Heads up. Thank you, Oppenheimer Ranch. You guys are awesome because you have the translate button and you can make record cold night in Moscow. In the Moscow, the first summer night in the capital region turned to be out very cold. In the suburbs, on record, cold night, can brag. Jarusti, you did it. Negative 1.7 until this year on June 1st, the minimum air temperature at any of the meteorological stations was never below 0. Triple pop. That is crushing. Crushing the record by 1.7 degrees C. Thank you, Robert Felix, for translating the truth. Bragging rights goes to Charusti in the suburbs where the mercury dropped to negative 1.C. Never seen ever before in recorded history. It gets better. Global warming in the homeland of the Pope. More than 400 trucks were stranded by heavy snowfall yesterday waiting for the reopening of the crossing to Chile. There's a white blanket of 35 centimeters of snow, and it's still coming. Horcones in Mexico is covered by more than 2 feet of snow. Meanwhile, the temperatures in Peru dropped to minus 19.4 C in Peru in summer. Heads up, Pope. Portuguese wine country devastated by torrential storms. We already lost 8 million bottles of wine in the last week in the Champagne region of France. Hailstorms ravaged parts of France's Champagne, Bordeaux, and Cognac region. We reported on this last night. The latest occurring Saturday, May 26th and 27th. There's the destruction. Leaves stripped. The latest storm has damaged 40 to 80% of some area crops in Bordeaux, according to the assessment published in Decanter.com. That translates, yes, kids, more than 8 million bottles of champagne and cognac gone. Now let's get back to the Portuguese wine country devastated by torrential storms. They have now put a number on this. Violent storms have hit Portugal's Douro Valley, severely damaging vineyards and infrastructure. Stripped. Full extent of the storm's destruction is still unknown, though the grape growers are likely fearing the worst, with some local producers estimating up to 80% losses from the worst hit areas. Check out the citrus crop. All hell breaks loose over Lowveld, South Africa. It has been almost a week since a massive hailstorm left a trail of destruction over Lowveld, and residents are still picking up the pieces. Thousands of cars destroyed, thousands of homes destroyed. Just one of the citrus farmers who bore the brunt of the storm, Jape Terlamche of Terblanche Orange near Duma, says our 12 million is a rough estimate of the damage incurred. And the fruit was ready to be picked. He had already started a harvest. He had his workers manage to harvest 102 tons of fruit, but he lost 4,000 tons of fruit after he harvested just 100. That's a total loss. Biblical, you say? Locust swarm plagues southern Russia. Have you heard? It is insane. Millions of locusts have descended on farmlands in southern Russia, devouring entire fields of crops, causing officials to declare a state of emergency in the region. A vast area of 800,000 hectares is currently being affected as the swarm of insects, each measuring about 8 centimeters long, annihilate fields of corn and other crops. It's been more than 30 years since parts of Russia have seen anything like this, and this is a plague of locusts. 10% of crops have already been destroyed, and the locust feeding frenzy is far from over. Heads up. Seismic uptick. We have Mayotte still popping off. We're waiting for a VI3 volcano to emerge for the first time in 2,000 years. We have a mid-ocean ridge tremor coming off at 10 kilometers. And the Ring of Fire is on fire, folks. Still no 6.0 or greater in over almost a month. So we're unfortunately, devastatingly waiting for a major quake to happen on the Ring of Fire at any moment. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano eruption has now destroyed more than 80 homes. More than 80 homes have been destroyed by Kilauea's eruption in Hawaii in the 4 weeks since the lava began. The number of homes swallowed by the lava flowing from the fissures has jumped to 87, up from 77 reported on Thursday. 7 people were cited Saturday for loitering in a disaster zone, according to CNN. They are cutting down on idiots, thankfully. This is going to save lives. Worldwide volcano news update. Kilauea, mostly steam and gas. The main caldera is erupting continuously now. We also have Popo, Dukono, Reventador, Sakodajima exploding again for over the 30th consecutive day. Sabancaya, we'll get to the data. Here's a list of explosions from Sakodajima. You think Kilauea is bad as far as adding to atmospheric and stratospheric aerosols, rapidly causing ionization and cloud nucleation because of cosmic ray flux? Take a look at the list of explosions from Sakodajima. I'm just going to bring it all the way back here to May 9th. Starting at May 9th, an explosion causing ash to go 9,000 feet, followed by May 10th, 9,000 feet, May 10th, 13,000 feet, May 10th, May 10th, May 10th, 7,000 feet, May 10th, 10,000 feet, May 11th, 8,000 feet, 9,000 feet, 7,000 feet, May 12th, 12,000 feet, 5,000 feet, May 13th, 5,000 feet, 8,000 feet, 7,000 feet, 10,000 feet, May 13th, 10,000 feet, 9,000 feet, May 14th, 11,000 feet. On and on every single day. 10, 11,000 feet, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, May 24th, 25th. Every day increasing 2 explosions just in the last few hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 explosions on June 1st. Are you picking up what we're putting down? Sakurajima volcano is known for its irregular 1 to 2 per day strombolian to volcanian type explosions, which sometimes can reach considerable size and eject ash and bombs of several kilometers height and distance. This semi-persistent activity has been going on since 1955, but it fluctuates a lot, and it has been happening consistently for 30 days. You want to check out what a big volcanian explosion looks like? Check out the 3rd October 2013 footage here, because that's what we're waiting for. Much more activity from Saku. Merapi erupting at night again, now for the 3rd time since May 24th. And here's the data on Merapi. Typically VEI 4 during high cosmic ray flux periods, and it is consistent and has been erupting for just hundreds of years continuously, especially during cosmic ray flux. This is not going to be a big one. This is just going to be one of the continuously erupting additive effects to the cooling of the planet. Did you know that the greatest 2-year global cooling event just took place? Probably, if you watch the channel. It would surprise you to learn the greatest global 2-year cooling event of the last century just occurred from February 2016 to February 2018. The latest month available. No, we just looked at May and it's still getting colder. Global average temperature dropped 0.56 degrees C, and you have to go back to 1982-84 for the next biggest 2-year drop. But that's not what the mainstream is telling you, and this is the fraud coming from NASA. The mainstream media is completely ignoring global cooling data. Thank you, New American, for picking up what we're putting down. NASA's news and feature releases on January 18th of this year claims that long-term warming trend continues this year, and that it is the 400th consecutive month of warming ever since 1880. They couldn't be more full of than any other group of propagandists ever. It's a complete fraud. NASA paid for. In fact, all the scientists I know are warning of sun conditions similar to the last little ice age or worse. And you'll get links to all these articles down below in the description box. Thank you. This is an up-and-coming star in the world of actual climatology. Here's a great blog here. Come check it out. Global Cooling Destroys Economies. Finding an article from January 14th of 2018. Global warming is going to demolish economies and societies. Great graphic here. Ice Age 2050. Climate data from Greenland ice cores from the GSP-2. Very similar to the GSP-2 that I have recreated, only mine is slightly more accurate. This warm period is at 1.5 degrees C cooler than what they're showing here. The spike is only down in this region based on the oxygen 18 proxy data. But you can see the 1,000-year empire destruction cycle associated with solar maximums that occur at a 1,000-year periodicity, thereabouts. Medieval warm, Roman warm, Minoan warm, modern warm. All these empires collapsed due to cosmic ray flux and grand solar minimums, like the one we're dropping off into here, according to the graph. Now, the bomb is the most corrupt of all the frauds. They will not stop. Global warming, hottest ever. But in 2013, the actuarial summit in the Hilton in Sydney actually came out with one of the greatest PDFs that we can share with humans to inform themselves about the coming new grand solar minimum, daddy minimum. It's absolutely insane. Everything is opposite. Do a quick space weather update. The sun has been shooting off small B flares for the last 24 hours. We've been in geomagnetic instability. This is what caused the Visa crash and other perturbations yesterday. We're still going in and out of that phase. There's not a really good aurora potential. Just a minor perturbation maybe up here in eastern Canada right now. You can go out and maybe catch something. But this is typical of the solar minimum sun. As this active region rotates out of view of the Earth, the flaring is picking up. Be prepared, not scared. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. Share this with like-minded people. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Share this on your social media. I am currently blocked from sharing anywhere. I can't even comment on people. I can't go to my local garage site and buy anything. Because the powers that be do not want you to know the truth. And I'm providing it. It's science. It's not aliens. Al! Be safe, everyone.